What's up everyone, this is Bill with BLR Tuning. You guys know what time it is. Today's watch is a Invicta Bolt. Really nice, the green and stainless steel there. Huge watch. Anyway, today I got a video for you guys. We're going to be installing a Power Commander 6. This is a Dynojet PC6. This is a fuel controller for the Yamaha R6, otherwise known as the YZF-R6. The one we're doing the install on is 2013. This covers 2008 to 2016. So install is the same for all those years as far as the Power Commander 6 goes. And I'll link in the description below our Yamaha R6 section of our website. You'll find things like quick shift that can plug into the Power Commander, wideband with auto tune, Pod 300 digital display. So there'll be all the links in the description below to our Yamaha R6 section. Of course, we always make sure there's instructions printed out for you in the box. If they didn't come from Dynojet already, we will print them out and make sure that they are in there. You can order a PC6 from our website with a custom tune. So you're getting the tuning at a discounted price if you order it through us with a custom tune. Custom tune will be built in-house specifically for your bike and your parts. So you would need to send us an email or give us a call. You'll see the number and email in the description for each product. But you would need to get a hold of us and let us know, hey, here's a list of my parts. And we would build the tune accordingly. So, and then we would install it on the PC6. So when you get this out of the box, it's ready to install on the bike. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through step by step today how to do this install. And yeah, we'll head over to the R6 and let you guys check it out. Okay, so here is the 2013 Yamaha R6. Your PC6 has a main cable coming off of it right there. That main cable needs to run down the left-hand side. So we've already removed the plastics. These plastics on the side, once you undo the bolt that holds them on, they slide forward. They are in some tabs that get pushed in going back towards the back end of the bike. So you slide those forward. You do not need to take this off. You just need to remove that bolt up there and loosen this, and the fuel tank will hinge upward. And then we'll use one of our body prop tools. I'll put a link in the description below for that. The body prop tool can help hold your fuel tank up. Okay, and our PC6 is going to live back here. And it will have, so we have some 3M Velcro that we'll be able to stick it in there in place. We'll clean the surface and stick it in place. There's alcohol wipes in the box as well. So then our cable is going to route down the left-hand side. So let me get this fuel tank propped up and get this ran down the left-hand side. We will, it does say in the instructions to loosen this. You see what this bike's missing a bolt right there, so we'll get that replaced. But we will take these bolts out so this can lift up. We just need plenty of room for these big harness cables and plugs to go through here and under the tank. And if you're wondering, to undo the seat on these bikes, you just pull back this back corner of the seat after you've removed the back seat with the key underneath on the left-hand side. Pull the seat, the lip of the seat back a little bit. You'll find usually they're 5mm Allen head bolts that are right here. Okay. Okay, we got the tank propped up. Don't forget, you're gonna have to remove these bolts here. They go right here in the side of the tank and bolt right into there. And then you can lift the tank up. It will pivot on this. Like I said, we are gonna have to loosen this bracket up and lift it up so we can run our cable underneath there, most likely. That's what it says in the instructions to do, so we'll get that done. But the body prop tool, we carry that on our website, BLRTUNING.co. You'll see that. And then we do need to remove this plastics back here before we run this cable. So I just want to come back and show you that real quick. The upper section here, that red piece that was up there, it's just held on by the push rivets, and there's a bolt right here in the back. Okay, so you'll need to undo that. This will pop off. Then you have all the push rivets on this guy and the bolts underneath. So check on each side. This one does look like it has 6, but it was missing 2 up in the front on this specific bike that we're using. But it did have the 4 in the back. Okay, and then that will pull outward on each side and unsnap off of there like so. Okay, so next step here. Here we need to remove the bolts that are holding this down to the frame so we can lift it up enough to get our harness through and mount our PC6 right up in this area here. We don't want to mount the PC6 until we have everything plugged in. So we'll install our plastics and everything when we're done, but we do want to get it sitting back here. Okay, we don't want to mount it because we want to make sure we don't pull, you know, if we mount it up here too high, we're not going to have enough wire to get down where we need to go. So we'll leave it sitting up here loose. Mounting it will be kind of the last step, and then we'll put on the plastics. Okay, so let me get that ran and show you guys where all that goes. Remember, it's going to go on this left-hand side. Okay, you guys just have to bear with me through the noise. We just had some hail hitting sideways against the bay door that I'm in. But anyway, our PC6 is ran underneath of here. We had to take this up and lift it. And we got the cable fed through, runs down. You'll have a ground wire coming off of here. You have this wire coming off of here. We'll get to those yet. Then you have your PC6 harness. It's got a male and female 9-pin connector. You can see inside here, I had to fish it out a little bit, but that 9-pin connector right there with the white paint pen on it, I painted that white just so you could see it better in video. I had to lift it up out of here. Our harness is going to run under this fuel line and under these wires, so because they fold like an accordion when you lift and close the gas tank. So we want them to stay like that and have that function. So we don't want this wire to interfere with any of that, okay? So we're gonna go under here and under these. So right through there where my finger is. And we're gonna pinch that tab right there. Let me show you guys that. Pinch this tab, unplug that, and then in line with that, we're gonna plug in the male and the female to that harness. You do have a bigger harness down below here. You can kind of see it floating right here where my finger is. It looks similar to these plugs, but it's way bigger. There's really nothing under here that you can plug this in wrong, okay? That is the only 9-pin plug in this area that you can plug into. And that's coming off to the throttle bodies over there on that right side. So let me get this plugged in, get the wire ran, and then I'll show you guys how I ran it, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, we got our wire zip tied out of the way. You can see how it's ran here, so this is free to move. When we put this down, remember we got our fuel pump, all the wires, and the hose. So you can see where this bracket needs to sit right down in here. So we want to make sure we're allowing it to do so without pinching anything. So these wires can still move freely because we went underneath of them. This isn't being affected because we went right in here in front of it like this. So here's the back of the bike. We went behind this one and in front of these basically. And you see how we did that, okay? So just be smart about your wire routing. You want to make sure you lift this, put it back down, lift it up, look in there while you're lifting it up, have someone else lift it up for you, make sure nothing's getting bound up and gonna get cut or anything or pinched over time, okay? Our wire runs through here. We have it zip tied right here. Our wire runs through here. You can run your ground cable coming off of this harness underneath the power wire and over here to the ground. It's best to use a 10mm socket, but you can use a flathead screwdriver right there. You can see how it's already all chewed up from someone else, you know, doing that. So it's best to use a socket so you avoid that, okay? And now we're gonna worry about this wire here, and I'm gonna show you how that goes. Let me get all the, you'll find a little connector inside the box. So let me grab that real quick. Okay, so for this last step, we're gonna take that gray wire and we're gonna use the little Posi-tap. This is called a Posi-tap. In the picture here, it shows a crimp style connector. We're not using, that's old, that's not what comes in this. This is a Posi-tap. It's a better system, still not too crazy about Posi-taps, but they work if you know what you're doing, okay? So the way a Posi-tap works, it has this little pin inside here, so you unscrew that green or grayish colored piece. It has this little pin in here. That pin pokes a hole in the wire that's on the bike, okay? And this goes, so the wire will run in between it. This goes back on and gets threaded down, and it pokes a hole in the wire. Now it's making connection, so you do that part first. Then you take your wire that you're connecting to that. So now say if it's a power wire, now this has power. That is a hot lead now right there. Then you take your wire and you'd strip the end of it. In this case, it already comes stripped on the Power Commander. It'll feed through here, through the top, and then your bare wire will stick out, and you can see the metal pin right there. It'll thread onto that, and it will essentially smash it in there, and now that wire has connection to whatever wire is running through here. So that's how a Posi-tap works. So I will take you over to the bike and show you what wire we're looking for. It's going to be the blue wire on the smaller ECU connector. There's two connections, one small, one big. On the smaller ECU connector, it is the blue wire. And if you look on the back, and when they say the back, they're talking about where the wires go in. It'll say they're numbered, but it is number 5. So let me go show you that real quick. Okay, we have our ECU lifted up. You just push these pins aside, these little clips on each side, and the ECU will pop up. Get this unplugged. And now, if we look on the back here, you can see I have it upside down right now. So that big wire that wire right there is number 1, starting at the top here. So if this is the top where the clip is, so there's 1. It's just like if you were reading a book, okay? So if you said this is the top and you held it like this, that's how it goes. Let me see if I can zoom in here. You kind of see the numbers there. This one over here by my thumb being 1, 2, and then 3 is plugged, not used. 4 is that white one. You can see they just number like 1, 3, 5. But you get the idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The blue wire. The instructions say it should be a blue wire in pin number 5. So there you go. So that is the one our Posi-tap needs to be on. We're going to come back far enough away from the connection, so we'll come back all the way to here, like right there in the middle. That gives us enough room to where if this ever got uninstalled, you could run some electric tape over this and plug up that hole that we put in the wire casing. Okay, so let me do that and then come back here and show you guys how it's done. Okay, so we got our Posi-tap ran to the small harness on pin number 5 on that blue wire. So you can see how I did that there. I ran our wire underneath like that. Okay, so now we'll just pull any excess that we need up here like so. Zip tie this in place, and now we can run and plug back in our ECU. Okay, so you can see how that looks. Okay, so let's get the ECU plugged back in, get the Power Commander mounted. Okay guys, we got everything buttoned back up on the R6. All plastics back on, seat back on, everything. I left this back seat off just so I could show you guys how we did it. We cleaned up all the wiring back here. We have our Power Commander installed right here. We used the sticky Velcro that came in the box. And everything is zip tied along here and tucked out of the way. So everything back on. Before you go sticking this in place, get everything else buttoned up, all your wire connections done and everything, and then go ahead and fire the bike up and make sure that once it's running and at operating temperature, make sure that you only have a power light on. So you can see right here, you have power and you have status. Okay? When it's running at operating temperature, only the power light should be on. There shouldn't be any status light and it shouldn't be flashing. Okay, so let me show you that. Let's fire it up. Fires right up. You can see there, no blinking, no status light, just a power light. Okay, that's how it should look. Anyways, I'm Bill with BLRTUNING. I hope this video helps somebody out. Go check out our website. It's blrtuning.co. We will get you running right. This bike has a M4 slip-on, a Y-pipe, stock headers, stock air filter. That's what we built our tune for. So everything works perfect on it. There very snappy, very responsive. It was not like that before our install. So if you want a custom tune, you want to get your bike dialed in, hit us up. BLRTUNING.co. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.